Hello lovelies, welcome to the channel. So yes, I have a scrapbook layout today, and this is based off a sketch design in the Delish challenge Facebook page. Now you will notice that my picture is already layered and got bits and bobs all over it. So this is actually from a past layout that I ended up hating. I really didn't like it. So I'd done it a couple of weeks ago, and I wasn't a fan of it. So literally I pulled the photo and its layers off the layout that I had it on and decided to use it for this layout. So like I said, this is based on a sketch, and this sketch had this awesome pattern in the background that I decided to use one of my new stamp sets with. But I didn't want to use ink. I really enjoy using my scribble sticks with my stamps. I love the washy watercolor look it gives, and I just thought it would be perfect for this layout. So I love how, if you haven't tried it, basically what you got to do is you wet your stamp, and then I use the flat end of the scribble sticks and literally color on top of that watered stamp, and then just stamp like you would a normal stamp, and it turns out so awesome. You get this awesome watercolory effect. Now I've used two different colors of scribble sticks, and it gives you this really pretty gorgeous mixed tone. Now as you can see, it's looking a little random, a little hot messy, but when I put my photo down, it sort of all blends together really nicely. So I just keep doing this until I'm happy with my background, just adding a few bits here and there just to make it sort of blend into that photo, so it just doesn't look like random blocks here and there. And then I decided to add some splatters using my scribble sticks again. So I've just put some water on a stamp block, scribbled with my scribble sticks, and then mixing it together. I'm using a fan brush to get really fine splatters, which I do love, but then I want big fat splats, so I get a bigger paintbrush, a big round mop brush, and when you flick that at the page, that gives me those bigger drops that I really want. So two different brushes, two very different looks, but put them together and I really do love the effect. So now I'm going to add my photo to my layout, and like I mentioned before, it already has its matting, its layers, everything. I actually did this layout originally on retreat for a challenge. I didn't like it. From the minute I did it, I did not like it. I think I used similar colors but in paint, and I really wasn't happy with it. So I think it's the first time in a long time I've ever re-scrapped a photo, but I was really unhappy with it. And this is a photo that I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite family photos of the four of us, and I hated the layout. I really did. So I thought this challenge, because I loved the challenge, the sketch challenge, I loved the sketch, and I thought this would be a good way to re-scrap the photo and maybe come out with something that I'm much happier with. So I'm matting it onto some foam at the moment, because I do like to give most of my photos some dimension. So I'm just using some double-sided tape, putting some foam down, and then I'm using glue on top of that because I've got some of that mixed media in the background. It is only scribble sticks, but still, just to be safe, I'm using some wet glue, which I find works better to adhere onto mixed media backgrounds. So this is the next day. I didn't get a chance to finish it, and the sketch called for a title in the top right hand corner. Something I'm not used to doing. I usually always put my title down the bottom, and that's something I really love about sketches. Something out of your comfort zone. I could have easily put the title down the bottom and turned the sketch around, put the embellishment up the top, because if you notice, I do have a slight rip up there. That's where on the other layout I had put a cluster on top of the photo, so I did need to cover it. So I could have quite easily turned the sketch around, put my title down the bottom and my embellishment up the top, but I really did want to stick to the sketch. I love it when sketches have elements of things that I don't usually do, and it gives me a chance to try some new things. So I really did want to try hard to put the title in the top corner, and I think I covered up that little spot quite well. I'm just using up one of these thicker words. I have so many packets of these, and I don't just have one of these. I have multiples of every packet I discovered when I went looking for something. So it's a very simple title, just says smile, because I do really want to try hard to use these words, and I did want something small to fit in that top corner and not cover up too much of my photo, because as you can see, Cooper's head's there. So then I'm using a charm creation. I have so many of these little charms in my stash, and I thought I really need to start using them, and I thought the colors were perfect and I really do think that the heart worked perfectly in this little cluster. So I've used some of those foam stars as well, just to add some clusters, like some little sprinkles around my clusters. And then I'm doing a border. What I'm trying to say is, at the moment it felt unfinished. It didn't feel like I'd done enough to it. So I got out, but I couldn't figure out what the problem was. So while I'm trying to work it out, I got out probably one of my newest favorite tools at the moment. It's literally a very cheap mechanical pencil that I got from Daiso. I got a packet of 10 of them. And I use these more than I use my Sharpie pens or anything black. I like to do borders in black usually, but lately I've been finding I didn't want to add black to a lot of my layouts. So I've been using grey, I've been using lead pencil. So I've been using my mechanical pencils to do my borders, and then also add my journaling. So I decided to add some journaling down the bottom. I think that's what it was missing. There was too much white space. I'm adding to the cluster down the bottom because it didn't look like a cluster. It just looked like an embellishment stuck there. So I went through my little handmade DIY embellishment stash, and I found this real little cute flag set, and I think that really helped it look a little more finished. And then by adding my journaling in that bottom space, I think really helped as well. Just fill in some of that white space and make it look more finished. Again, I didn't want to bring in a black pen, so I just do my journaling with my mechanical pencil, and I'm really happy with that. So it doesn't bring in a bold color that overpowers the background. It just gives me something nice and light. And that's it for my layout. So I do hope you have enjoyed the video, and I'll hope you will come back for more. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.